everyone, and welcome back to Court Climbs. Over the past 3 years, I've been to 14 different climbing gyms in Ohio, and I thought it would be fun to rank them from my least favorite all the way to my favorite. We have 14 gyms to get through today, so I'm going to keep this video as short and quick as possible, but if you want more information, just check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Every gym on this list has something that makes them worth going to, and it was actually really hard to put these in a definitive list, but a list is a list, so here's how it all shook out. First, let's start with the 6 climbing gyms that have bouldering and roped climbing. And then I'll move on to the 8 climbing gyms that are bouldering only. Number 6 on the list is Urban Crag. Urban Crag is located near Dayton, Ohio, and is really cool because it's located in an old church, which just gives it a really cool aesthetic. One of the main issues that we have with Urban Crag is that the setting is all over the place and the grading is super inconsistent. It's a little bit of an older gym, and it just seems to be overall a little bit more poorly managed than some of the other gyms in Ohio. We climbed an easy minus there, the lowest grade, and neither Jed or I could climb it, but yet we were able to climb some of their advanced level climbs. Coming in at number 5 is Shaker Rocks in Shaker Heights. A cool thing about Shaker is that they're one of the only gyms in Ohio that has a speed climbing wall. They also have a wall upstairs for kids and a kilter board. We like the setting in the bouldering area, but we're not really hyped on the roped climbing, and we're not really sure why. It's just not the most fun setting that we've seen. Coming in at number 4 is our own local gym, On the Rocks in Elyria. On the Rocks has both a really great mixture of bouldering and rope climbing. Another really cool thing about On the Rocks is the aesthetic, because it has murals on almost every wall, a fish tank in the lobby, and an old-fashioned arcade game setup. On the Rocks does have some cool arches, and we just got a slab wall, but compared to other gyms, the setting just feels less exciting, and the movement feels more forced than other gyms we've been to in Ohio. Coming in at number 3 is Vertical Adventures in Columbus. Vertical Adventures is a great gym with tall walls. It does have some bouldering, but not as much as we would have liked to seen. It's a clean and modern gym with a decent sized fitness area. The staff there always seems to be super busy, which is not their fault, but it does make things like taking a lead test really time consuming. Overall, their lead climbing test seems to be a lot more involved than a lot of the other gyms in the area as well. Okay, so number 2, we really had to debate between these last two, but number 2 on the list is Mosaic in Cincinnati. We love the setting at Mosaic, which is good because my friend Andy sets there, and I don't want to make her sad, but I also am going to be honest with you, and I would tell you if it sucked. It doesn't. A cool thing about Mosaic is that it has mystery grade climbs, which is always fun. It also has a very, very steep overhung wall that's very reminiscent of the overhung climbs at the Red River Gorge. The gym is big and modern with a full fitness center and a pretty even mix of bouldering to rope climbing. The bouldering has a variety of different styles and wall angles from comp to slab to vert and everything in between. Our number 1 pick for a gym in Ohio that has both bouldering and roped climbing is Cleveland Rocks in Ohio City. Cleveland Rocks opened within the past year at the time of this video's release, and we just visited and were extremely impressed. The gym is modern with a beautiful color palette, but is hosted inside an old Masonic temple, which gives it pieces of old vintage charm. It has a completely glass ceiling, so it's extremely well lit. It has over 18,000 square feet of climbing, with more roped climbing than bouldering. The setting is really fun, and it has some wall features like a roof and some really overhung sections that make it unique and stand out from other gyms in the area. One downside of Cleveland Rocks is that it doesn't have as big of a fitness area as some of the other gyms that I've seen in Ohio. The owners of Cleveland Rocks are also extremely friendly, so we highly recommend going to check out this gym. Okay, so let's move on to bouldering only gyms. Coming in at number 8 is Nosotros. Nosotros has 2 different locations, and this one is in the basement of a church. Now, they did the best with the space that they had here, but that being said, it's just not at the top of the list. The setting is actually pretty diverse for such a small space. A nice feature of the gym is that they have clip-on phone holders around the different seating areas in case you do want to video yourself while you're climbing. Coming in at number 7 on the list is Paradiso. I hated giving this bouldering gym such a low rating, but something that's really important to me while bouldering is landing safely, and their floor just kind of sketches me out. This gym was born out of love when CRG closed and some of its previous members opened a new space, so I do give them big kudos on that fact. My favorite part of Paradiso is that it just feels homey, and they do have a lot of different fitness and training equipment. I really appreciate the way that Paradiso seems to value community feedback on their grading system. Also, you can't forget they have a disco light in their bathroom. Coming in at number 6 is Nosotros Downtown. Nosotros Downtown has a good selection of climbing. It has an overhung cave section and a slab wall. I feel like they tried to be cool building this wall feature, but it's just kind of weird and I don't think it really adds to the climbing experience. Nosotros Downtown also has a slackline, which is kind of cool. Number 5 on the list is Rockmill in Akron. Now, I'm going to be completely honest when I say we haven't been to this gym in a while, but I do remember really liking it while we were climbing there. The grading seems to be a bit soft compared to a lot of the other Ohio gyms in the area, or at least it was the time that we were there. Although soft, the grading felt progressive, which is always really nice. The space is relatively small, but they used it very well. And one of my favorite parts is that even on the lowest graded climbs like V0s and V1s, the setting was really interesting and fun. A cool part about Rockmill is that it's actually a test gym for rock candy holds, so you might see brand new holds that have never been out in the world before if you climb at Rockmill. It's clean, the staff is friendly, and they have cool crash pad couches. Number 4 on the bouldering gym list is Ascend Youngstown. We love the setting here, and the grading is a color-based system, which I really like. They just built a brand new fitness center in the back, which has a couple of different training boards, some free weights, a bench, and the like. They also have a slackline, which I'm bad at, but I still like to try it. Coming in at number 3 is Block Garden in Columbus. The aesthetic of Block Garden is really cool, and the owners actually have a lot of plans to implement more art into the building. I don't know why, but I just thought that one of the coolest features of Block Garden is that they had textured wooden walls. It's not often that you see wooden walls that actually have some texture to them. I'm pretty sure it has one of the steepest overhung roofs in a bouldering section in the state for an indoor gym. When we went here, they had a lot of different comp style climbs set, and they were really fun. The water fountains are located close to the climbing area, so it's really convenient to go get a drink. Another cool part about Block Garden is that it's located within walking distance from a man-made outdoor climbing area. Coming in at number 2 is Chambers Purely Boulders. It has fun setting, and the atmosphere is a nice mix of modern yet homey. They have some roof features which are really cool and unique. It's a fairly small space, but they used it well. And the grading system is the same grading system used at Block Garden, so it feels progressive. Coming in at number 1 on the list of bouldering gyms in Ohio is Climb Cleveland. I love Climb Cleveland. It has 3 different floors of bouldering. It's located in this old brick building, and it just has a really cool aesthetic with plants everywhere. It has a little library full of climbing books, like right next to the climbing area downstairs. It has a fitness center, and the aesthetic is also really awesome because it has rocks, real rocks as chairs all around downstairs in the basement. It also has a traverse section where people are encouraged to practice clipping because there's quick draws on the wall, even though it's a bouldering gym. It also has wooden holds with crack systems in them so that you can practice placing trad gear. Not only is the setting at Climb Cleveland super fun, the grading system is also very progressive, and it has a variety of different wall angles from slab to overhung to everything in between. It has a full training area which is decorated really cool with old oriental rugs. The vibe at Climb Cleveland is just off the charts, and I especially love the top floor where there's a bunch of natural light coming in through the windows and you can see a really nice view of the entire city. I do realize that this is not an exhaustive list of all of the indoor climbing gyms in Ohio, but it is a good starting point for anyone that wants to get into climbing indoors in the state. Obviously, some of these gyms were all really close in ranking, and like I said before, they're all worth checking out for one reason or another. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, make sure to give it a like. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay hyped.